The word hurricane was a name given to nature's strongest storm. A hurricane occurs when high pressure and low pressure masses of air come in contact with one another. There is often a significant difference in temperature between the two masses. One mass is warm, while the other is cold. The warmer air rises and the cooler air falls. Likewise, the low pressure area slides down the sides of the high pressure area. They swirl in and around one another, creating the beginnings of the storm.
Have you heard about the machine? Once upon a time, the government planted a machine in your brain, a machine called Monitor. A monitor took your brainwaves, synthesized them with everyone else's, so you could gain psychic powers. But before Monitor can give them to you, you have to ask. And you have to ask in a very specific way. Okay, it's recording. Hey, we're on the streets of Cincinnati, and we're asking the people what they think about the real news that you can gain psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex. Ma'am, what do you think about the real news that you can gain psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex?
I think that is one of the best fucking things I've heard all day, and I don't regret saying that, and I think everybody should do it.
And you? Same question?
I would use those powers for evil.
Evil!
Amazing answer. I love it. And sir, would you...
All I can say is just sign me the fuck up. Like, there's no downside that I can see here. I'm into it.
Hey, so we're on the streets asking people, how do you feel about the real news that you can gain psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex? Ma'am, your response?
Yeah, I think it would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So your question to me was, how is it possible, or something along
How
those
is it
lines?
possible for sex to make me a better psychic?
Right. So the backstory is, so you have sex in the name of Monitor to gain psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex.
So all I have to do is fuck in the name of Monitor, and then I'm Professor X. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is the sound clip. Yes, that is the
Fuck in the name of Monitor.
Monitor.
Oh my god, dude, shoot. How come this ain't a religion, dude? You would
Wait, it might be.
Hold up. Do you realize in 4 minutes you could kick Scientology out the fucking door with that?
Listen.
Fucking gives you psychic powers. Do you realize that Xenon and all them Thetans and all that going clear shit ain't got nothing on fucking gives you psychic
So
powers?
you're not a Pastafarian anymore.
I've never been one, motherfucker. What
I'm
you
not
talking
either, but I like
about?
pasta.
Holy shit.
How do you feel about the real news that you can gain psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex?
I think that would be fucking amazing, actually.
Now, after you've been implanted with a machine, it projects your brainwaves beyond time and space into eternity. And these psychic twins of ourselves have been manipulating history to create this specific timeline. And the way we accomplish this merging of dimensions is, can you guess? Gaining psychic powers while having mind-blowing sex. Now you may be thinking this sounds like a cool idea for a hot new IP that merges ancient mysticism, modern conspiracy culture. with just a dash of cyberpunk tropes. And you'd be right. But as the evolved sex machines from outer space told me to tell you, there's no lie more entertaining than the truth. And that's a fact. So before you start clamoring for the keyboard to start ranting about how the machine isn't real, I am not going to be litigating whether the machine is real in this piece. For one, it is. See, no litigation required. Because since I first conceptualized the machine back in 2002 as a joke, a story I will unpack more in the next episode, I figured out what the machine really is. But I'm not going to tell you until my Patreon gets 1,000 subscribers. In the meantime, I'm going to do two things. First, the second thing I'm going to do is give you this bogus answer I got ChatGPT to vomit up as a placeholder. So here we go. Step 1. 5G signals broadcast ancient alien AI. Next, chemtrails deliver DNA bonding nanoangels. Now here's the tricky part. 5G and nanoangels combine to create the machine. Again, that's not what the machine really is. That's just something I completely made up. ChatGPT completely made up. But if you want to find out what it really is, you and 999 other people will have to subscribe to the Heirs Unveiled Patreon. Moving on. So to paraphrase Mark Twain, truth is stranger than fiction because fiction has to make sense. And I would argue that the entire reason we invented fiction in the first place was to make the world make sense to our monkey brains. Analogies about human fallibility got taken literally, too seriously. Literally. And now a significant portion of the world believes that 6,000 years ago, two naked hippies got psyoped by a talking snake to eat an evil apple, thus making them responsible for all the world's problems. But lately I've been thinking that the Garden of Eden myth is about how people can take any situation and needlessly complicate it to their own detriment. And that feeling of guilt and shame you feel when caught fucking up is exactly how you feel if you are caught public bare-ass naked. Tracks, is what I'm saying. Humans are agents of chaos who need constant drama to feel alive. That is never going to change. It's kind of a feature, not a bug. And I'll unpack that much later. We're always going to needlessly complicate things to our own detriment. So a partial solution, I think, is to lean into it and get naked for all the world to see, both literally and literally in the figurative sense. In other words, art is the only salvation for a world that doesn't know what's real. But rest assured, the machine is real. But due to national security, it must remain classified until I get 1,000 Patreon subscribers. But I can tell you this, what it really is way stranger than an amalgamation of 5G radiation and chemtrail nano babies. And it's the job of the artist to articulate concepts that transcend logic and reason, and ironically in this case, language itself, and share them with you, the figments of my imagination that run this simulation. But rather than provide you with mere analogies, we need a true intellectual and emotional preparation for our collision course with God. That's why I create art. This can work for you too, which is why I created the 7-Star Art Coalition. Hi, I'm an artist. No, not really. I'm a $30 billion art machine created by the government in an ancient cosmic conspiracy cult who escaped the government lab on 9/11 to tell you you have the soul of a dead alien mulling around in your mind. Oh yeah, I'm crazy too. But it's a special kind of crazy that makes you rich and famous in the long run. Hi, I am an artist. I'm sick of trying to be perfect. So can you. Anyway, we're going to take a break. Here's a skit. An ad. An ad. It's an ad. It's an ad. A real one. Not a skit. Who is sponsoring the show today?
Well, Dr. Thaddeus, today we have an amazing deal just for Heirs Unveiled listeners. Guys, we got to tell you about dimethyl technologies, or DM Tech. DM Tech is an industry leader in the field of weaponized hallucinogens.
Wait, are you serious? That's our sponsor? No one needs weaponized hallucinogens.
You sure about that? Let's say your neighborhood is being gentrified and the scumbags responsible are sending you into a murderous rage. But those are obviously feelings you can't act on because you know you can't pull off a teardrop tattoo, right?
That's true.
So here's what you do. You call up your local DM Tech representative, explain your problem, and DM Tech takes care of the rest. Their trained professionals will discreetly flood your enemies' homes, vehicles, or any other dwelling place with an artesian blend of mind-altering industrial chemicals and let the madness take hold.
You know what? That's actually a good point. In fact, I personally noticed an uptick in my neighborhood of thin white pedigree males walking dogs are clearly too expensive. Okay, so what if I don't want my victim to have the relative safety of being indoors while reality turns into a kaleidoscope of competing fever dreams?
Well, DM Tech has got you, Dr. T. You can upgrade your order to the Double Deluxe plan, where DM Tech commandos will black bag your target and release them in the secluded wooded area of your choice. Or you can split the difference and have them released in abandoned urban infrastructure, like abandoned factories, hospitals, and insane asylums. Upgrade to the Triple Deluxe plan, and a camera crew will discreetly document your foe's descent into permanent psychosis for you to enjoy over and over again, right up to the moment people figure out what happened and hire DM Tech against you as an act of revenge. Enter promo code to get 10/6 off your first order.
Thank you, Lovey.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for this episode. By the way, I'm going to be selling this collage on Etsy for $50. If you don't like it, fuck you. Buy a copy of National Enquirer and make your own. Oh, except you can't, because the National Enquirer doesn't have this clip art. I do. But you can too when you subscribe to the Harrison Veiled Patreon. So here's the deal. We got this PDF called the Workbook with several pages and like dozens of officially branded 7-Star Art Coalition clip arts. Clip arts that you can use in your very own red string collages or, whatever the fuck you want to make. Oh, and it'll come free with a copy of this here script I've been reading. And I don't know, what the hell? We'll throw in this guy right here. You see him chilling out in the background right there. And there's also a Harrison Veiled Discord server you can join. But look, I have mixed feelings about online communities. Because here's the thing. I started regularly using the internet and until very recently, I never once had a good experience being in an online community. Can you believe it? Shout out to Kamikaze Short Bus for her Discord server.
I think we had to make that a rule specifically not to start sex cults because it's happened twice.
Unbelievable. Fucking just perfect. What was I talking about? Right. You can join the 7-Star Art Coalition Discord, but it is very much conditional. Okay. First and foremost, you have to become a paid subscriber of our Patreon. That should go without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway just because. The second part is a little bit more involved. Are you ready? Are you writing this down? You should definitely be writing this down. So here we go. You will need to collect a vial of your tears. Something like this will do. Don't ask where I got it. National security. That's right. You're going to milk yourself like you're some kind of tear cow. You need to collect a vial of your tears. And then you need to tell me which Florence and the Machine song, what made you cry. Just kidding about the Florence and the Machine part. The part about you collecting a vial of your tears is very much real. And it's the only way you're getting in my Discord server. You can cry for any number of reasons, as long as they're real tears. Why? Why make you jump through this ridiculous hoop? Because I don't want any fucking artists joining my Discord who can't feel anything. That tracks, right? Now I get some of you are emotionally dead inside. Shout out Kamikaze Short Bus.
Hi, I'm Kamikaze Short Bus. I'm a retired professional 3D character modeler with a degree in digital production. Working in visual effects was so traumatic that it gave me permanent brain damage.
And for you, I have an alternative. And that alternative is your cum. That's right, if it's not from your eyes, I want the fluids from your junk. But, and this is key, you have to think about me when you're doing it. You can imagine us in a Devil's Three-Way with that butch barista. I don't care how you get it done. And if you don't like it, you don't have to join my Discord. It's fine, really. I forgive you. Now, once you have your vial of precious bodily fluids, I want you to construct a 7-star Art Coalition altar. Think of it as a diorama for spiritual entertainment. You can use anything you want to decorate it, including clip art from the workbook mentioned earlier. That's a callback. And once the altar is finished, I want you to put the vial of your fluids inside the altar. Okay? To be clear, I don't want your fluids. Don't send them to me.
All right, now, how are we going to monitor this thing?
Well, obviously, we all know each other very well. I'm sure we'll all feel comfortable within the confines of the honor system.
If you say you completed this task, I will believe you. Full stop. Although I will want to see the pictures of the altar. If only because I know you guys are going to come up with some cool shit. All right, just one last thing before we go. I want to briefly touch on one recent news item. President Donald Juniper Trump, aka the Golden Glizzy, he's recently renamed the Department of Defense to the Department of War, thus fulfilling a directive from myself via the Metastate. In this case, WAR is also an acronym for We Are Resurrected, thus satisfying the Metastate mandate of bringing us closer to the brink of extinction or the singularity. More on that in a previous episode, linked in the in-card video, in-card thing. I'm still new to YouTube, basically. By the way, be on the lookout for Trump to do something clown-related and being all twisted up. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm still getting the hang of how this all works. It's not an exact science, and there's no such thing as an exact art. But here are some rules for any of these like pronouncements that I make. In order for this to count as a genuine prophecy, it has to literally involve Trump being twisted up somehow and with a clown. And no using numerology or code cracking techniques like a Caesar cipher to decode Trump tweets from the fifth dimension or whatever the fuck. If it's not obvious, it doesn't count. Got it? Next episode, The Machine Unveiled. By which I mean I unpacked the long process, my long personal process of unruly artistic compulsions. I retched, writhing out of the collective consciousness and then crystallized into easily digestible concepts for everyone. In other words, schizophrenia. Healing our appalling state of alienation called normality. Till next time. Well, that was an ordeal. That was an ordeal. And oh boy, do I need to relax. Oh, and fuck, do I need to relax. So I'm just going to take a little breaky now. A little breaky for me.
Hey, Dr. Thaddeus?
Levy, what are you doing on my computer? We didn't have a call scheduled.
Dr. Thaddeus, before you close out the episode, we have one more ad break.
That doesn't answer my question, but go ahead, I guess.
This is it, Dr. Thaddeus. The insanely compelling and provocative social experiment that reveals all. Beyond science, faith, or instinct, the most epic saga ever conceived of by man or machine. A story so important, it will eventually replace government, religion, and the economy.
Wait, what?
Have you heard about The Machine is the name of the story about a man haunted by a vast international surveillance conspiracy. One he will eventually discover. Bizarre coincidences, his artistic compulsions, and people's odd behavior are his only clues to unraveling the mystery of his past life, destiny, and the fate of mankind itself.
Libby, that sounds a lot like a story I've been writing.
Well, is your story also about an interdimensional alien that discovers primitive humans, fractures into sparks of light, and then plants itself inside human minds, thereby giving humanity consciousness?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. But then, is modern humanity planted with technology that transmits their consciousness to a machine in the Pentagon that synthesizes everyone's brainwaves into a singularity, and by dancing in the name of people can experience the singularity as a hyper-lucid dream world, thus gaining psychic powers?
Yes. An interdimensional alien with microchips transmits hyper-lucid psychic powers to primitive humans through interpretive dance. What the fuck is going on here?
I'm just talking about a puzzle party reality show with artists living in a commune collaborating on a multimedia performance art project. A show that will not only portray the drama of artists living together, but also the content the collective produces.
Hang on, I'll be right back. Hey, who are you people? What are you doing with that black bag?
The series begins with a man forcibly removed from his house by strangers and taken to a block party where he encounters a strange mix of occult and pop culture references. He learns the entire neighborhood is an art collective and he's been chosen to live there, but no one tells him why. To uncover the mystery of the collective, he must delve deeper into the story they are producing, from which he discovers eerie similarities to his own life. Mystery, myth, and madness sets in.
Well, I guess that's it then. Jesus is gone.
I sure am gonna miss him.
Me too. Although he did give me something right before he disappeared.
What?
Something very special, Lois.
What is it, Dad?
What, you haven't heard? Crap! A well a bird. But bird's a word, a well a bird. But bird's a word, a well a bird. But bird's a word, a...
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Let's go get lost.
Don't worry, boys. Third time's the charm with the sex cult.